if we want to factor this, this is called a difference of squares. If you break it down, you have something squared minus something squared. Now, what you'll notice is this first piece is x squared. The second piece is 8 squared. When you have a difference, which is a minus, of two squared values, this is A, this is B. Your answer is just always just going to be A minus B, A plus B. Now, what is A? A is x. What is B? 8. So A, B, x is A, 8 is B, and then you have x plus 8. That is simply your answer. Difference of squares are very simple. Now, this one, same idea, it is a difference of squares. You just got to notice there's two squared values with a minus between. Now, the minus between, and you have 2 squared. What squared gives you 25? That is 5. What squared gives you x to the 6th?
3.
That would be x to the 3rd. X cubed. What squared gives you 16? That would be 4. And what squared gives you y squared? Y. So this squared gives you that. This squared gives you this. This is your A. This is your B. So we now have A plus B and A minus B. And we are done. A plus B, A minus B. Okay, the last one. This is not a difference of squares because it has 3 terms. But we still look at both pieces and look for squared values because you notice both end values are squared. So we're looking at both these end values are both squared. And for the first one, hopefully you'll understand the first one. What squared gives you 25x squared? Well, what squared gives you 25? That's 5. What squared gives you x squared? That's x. What squared gives you 16? That's 4. Now, you multiply these two numbers. This is A, this is B. If you multiply those two, so 5x times 4, that gives you 20x. Now, if this number is half of the middle, don't worry about the negative for now. If this number is half of that, you can go on. If it's not, stop. It's not possible. But since this is half of that number, we can go on, and your answer is simply A plus B squared. Now, it's actually A plus or minus B because it depends on if that middle value is a plus or minus. So for this particular problem, A is 5x, B is 4, and it's squared. Now, why is that a minus? Because right here was a minus. If that's a minus, this is going to be a minus. If that right there is a plus, this is going to be a plus. There's your answer. Another way of writing that is 5x minus 4 times 5x minus 4. So for these particular problems, you have to first multiply these and see if that number is half of that. Then you have an answer squared. Okay, for these, you have to find both squared values, and then one's a plus, one's a minus.